Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Figures of Speech presented by me, Achal Jain. Few things about me. I am a student of English literature, a Marvel geek, a creative soul, a cartoonist by heart, and after watching the video, don't forget to rate, review, recommend and share. It will be really appreciated and that's the only thing I ask you all for. So let's move. We have already learned what chiasmus is and we will learn what acronyms and palindromes are in this video. Then we will learn all the three topics of figures of speech based on word building. So let's begin with acronyms. I am sure everyone must be familiar with the idea of acronyms. It is the acronyms. Let me explain by giving this example. We usually say turn on the TV instead of saying turn on the television. So the word TV is the acronym of the word television. And also another thing to be noted is that we pronounce T and V separately. We don't put them together and pronounce as tiv or tuv, whatever it should be. We pronounce it as TV. So any example of acronym, it can be sentence or a word, it can be anything or a few words kept together. These all the acronyms, they come by taking out the first alphabet of each word and then place them when we place them together, and each of the alphabet is pronounced separately. So what we get is known as acronym. So TV is an acronym of television. Now let's read out this definition to get a much better idea. Word or name formed as an abbreviation from the initial components in a phrase or a word, formed from the initial letters of group of letters or words in a set phrase or series of words and pronounced as separate words. So let's read these. ASAP and OMG. Both these are examples of acronym. Now let's see what do they mean. ASAP means, the full form of ASAP is as soon as possible. And for OMG, it means oh my god. So both these are acronyms, and you can see that we have taken the first alphabet of each word, ASAP, A for S, and S for soon, and A again for S, and P for possible. So ASAP, and each of the alphabets are pronounced separately. So ASAP, we don't and then we have OMG, and again we have taken O from O and M from my and G from God. So we have OMG. We don't say it OMG, we say it as OMG. So all these alphabets are pronounced separately. Instead of putting them together, we pronounce it separately, and that is what acronym is. The purpose of acronym. The main motive or the purpose of acronym is to save time and to create a much friendly environment. So because it will really sound awkward, you can say, or not really supportive or presentable if you say please do it as soon as possible. It would sound really better and presentable if you say do it ASAP, which is more presentable and creates a friendly environment. The informal environment also save times and the trouble of speaking the entire name of the foundation or the organization. Here are a few examples of acronyms. Let me take this first example and state then prove the time saving statement. It would really sound awkward or a bit of a task if you say he works for radio detecting and ranging. It would sound much better and presentable, and to be honest, it would sound a little cool if he said he works for radar. Then it is really good. And so for radar, it stands for radio detecting ranging, and we can see how the first alphabets have been taken and then we have placed them together and we get radar. Same goes for laser, which stands for light amplification by stimulated emission and radiation. And NATO, the American Atlantic Treaty Organization, UNICEF, and I really hope all of you must be familiar with the idea of UNICEF. The United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, SCUBA, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, WASP, White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. So these are a few examples of acronyms. Now what we have here is palindrome, which is again one of my favorite figures of speech, because you will get to know why it is. Let's just read this definition. a word or a group of words that are read the same backwards and forwards. So doesn't this sound so cool? So let's read this. Madam. If we read madam from this direction, we get madam, and also if we read from this direction, we get madam. So this is what acronyms is. It doesn't matter we read from either which way we read it. We read it from the way it is meant to be read, or we read it from it the other way. What we get is the same thing. This is what acronym is, and it is not restricted to just one single word. We can have entire sentences or two words put together to get a palindrome. So let's read the rest of the examples. Nurses run, and if we read nurses run from this direction, we still get nurses run, and so goes for this last example. Was it a car or a cat I saw? And let's read it from this direction. Was it a car or a cat I saw? So we get the same sentence again and again, either which way we read it. Now let's read the example we have here in the picture. May a moody baby doom I am. And let's read it from the other direction. May a moody baby doom I am. So this is what we get. Either which way we read it, we will get the same answer. Now let's read out few of these examples. Again, these all are the examples of palindrome. We have few words we use in our daily life, like waiter, gig, civic, noon, mom, pup, pop, did, bib, radar, mum, lever, gag, pow, eye, dead, rotter, madam, deed, none, peep, tot, kayak, refer. So these all are words we use in our daily life, and these all are also examples of palindrome. So we have a lot of examples of palindrome. Here's the last example of palindrome. Mr. Ole ate my metal worm. And now let's read it from the other direction. Mr. Ole ate my metal worm. So we get the same phrase again. All these were a few examples of palindrome and also acronym. And also I haven't taken tests for palindrome and both acronym, because I will be putting up worksheets by the after a few more videos. Then you will get tests for both palindrome and also acronym. So just don't really think I have forgotten it. I will be putting it later on, both the tests for both acronyms and palindrome. Well, that's all for this video, and I really hope you have understood chiasmus and acronyms and also palindrome. You've understood all the three topics very well. If you still have any doubts, do let me know and put them down in the comment section. I would love to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to rate, review, recommend and share.